All right, we're going to call the meeting to order. It's 4:30, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Kevin, you want to lead us here?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, and the next item on the agenda is the approval of the draft minutes from the meeting from September 10th. Is there a motion to accept the minutes?
So moved.
Commissioner Stone, seconded by Commissioner Pine. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, carries unanimously. And then Commissioner Pine, if you want to read the donations.
Sure. Approval of September animal control donations, $210 total donations. $60 cash donation made by an anonymous Fairfield resident over the course of the month. $50 check donation by Mark and Julie Bassler of Westminster, Massachusetts, in memory of Mary Leah Weiss, a resident of Fairfield who passed away last month and had a love for animals and the shelter. $50 cash donation by Michelle Munch, who expressed an overall gratitude and support for the shelter after adopting a cat. $50 cash donation made by various Fairfield residents in support of the shelter.
All right, is there a motion to accept the donations?
Motion.
Commissioner Lebo, seconded by Commissioner Pine. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstentions, carries unanimously. Item number 4 is the monthly report for September. Chief?
Thank you. I'm waiting for my computer to load. So as you can tell, officers have had a busy month of September. We are continuing our trend with traffic stops and citations issued. Our traffic team, again, is doing a great job with our enforcement of our traffic laws in this town. I think that they still have some work to do, but we have a great team that is tackling this. Officer Mason Nett, who's one of the newest officers in our traffic team, is fitting in perfectly, and Captain Erzari can attest to that. He's taken the job with stride and he's doing a really great job. He's a younger officer, a new officer, so he's doing great. Officer Rinaldi is still in there, doing an amazing job while balancing lots of his many talents, but he's doing a great job. As are the other 2 traffic officers in our crash team, same thing. Our crash team, just for the record, came back from a national conference in Pennsylvania. Kind of a well-known conference that we have all, as Crash Reconstructionists, strive to get to, the Pennsylvania State Police Conference, and they just returned and had a great experience there. They learned some tricks of the trade, speak with the best of the best instructors, do a really good job that are able to give our traffic team some insight. We hadn't really had an opportunity to do that before, where we had a really good, close group of traffic officers and crash team members who are working so well as a team. To get them to go to the conference together is a great one, team bonding. It's good stuff for them to go do together. And that's what we did. We sent them all together. They came back with a great experience. Yes?
Were they asked to demonstrate any of the tasks they do here? Did they get involved in the actual discussion of tactics?
Sure. So from what I know, and Captain Erzari can attest to different things or maybe add into this, but what they do is they view live crash testing there, which you don't often get to see. They take 2 cars, they put them on a pulley system, and they drag the 2 cars together and create a crash. And as a result of that, you're able to see the damage that is caused, and the whole team comes out and investigates what caused this type of crash. What was the markings that were displayed as a result of this type of angular collision. Really good stuff.
Yeah, that's dead on. They sent me a few videos of live demonstration crashes, high-speed crashes, resulting in rollovers and total vehicle destruction. And they're able to gather the facts of the crash before it actually occurred, while it was occurring, and then after the fact. Something that our crash investigators don't normally get to do because they're usually responding way after the fact when they're called to the scene. So for them to observe that interaction of the vehicles prior to the crash and how it resulted in that damage, they could then match that to real-life circumstances and respond. So it's definitely a good training.
All right, are there any other,
Yeah, I have a quick question. On larceny and theft, is it 75 already for 2025, or am I reading it wrong? Is there more activity? I know we're getting ready to go into the holiday season.
So where is seeing that, Commissioner?
Investigation, larceny, vehicle theft, maybe that's what it is. Larceny and theft, you go down and,
Under arrest statistics, is that where you're seeing that?
I don't know here. I should have a-
Year-to-date service.
Yeah, call,
Halfway down.
and then on over to the right, to investigation.
Give me 1 second to find that.
Might have to do with, motor vehicles, vehicle theft.
Oh, offense,
Call for service, that.
Yeah.
offense, does it say offense statistic?
I think that's under calls for
Yeah.
service, Chief,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
Second,
Commissioner
Sunday.
Hazel?
Yep, correct.
Okay. Oh, larceny and vehicle theft.
Yeah, I just, that popped because it was up so high. This could be vehicles, I know we have a problem with the vehicles. I just kind
Yeah,
of.
Cap, Rando, you, any idea what the indicating?
It is separate from, stolen vehicles, so.
Is it a year-to-date stat? Right?
Yes, that is year-to-date.
Yeah, and I see
Okay.
the last couple of years, it's been a lot lower. And it could be motor vehicles, the theft,
Yeah.
yeah, because I know,
I don't think it's stolen vehicles, because it's separate and apart from that. We've had 3 stolen vehicles in 2025.
yeah,
That's from the vehicle, separate too.
Yeah,
I
and
see that
that's,
now, yeah.
but larceny, theft, that number, I'm not too sure what that is specifically.
Sure, it's just pop, it's no big deal.
We'll take a look and see, I'll email you guys back and see.
all right, Commissioner Kiley?
Just a quick question. You probably don't have the exact number in front of you, but, responding to people's questions about the changes on Villa Avenue and all the traffic changes that we made there, the road changes, are you seeing what are the trends that we're seeing there? Are we seeing fewer speeding tickets, fewer tickets altogether? Is there any kind of general feedback now that we've been out there 6 to 8 months or so on that stretch? 'Cause it's getting a lot of attention.
It is getting a lot of attention, Commissioner. My take on it, though, is that I haven't seen as many crashes, so that's a positive, and I haven't seen as many complaints either. Our traffic enforcement unit continues to monitor that area and enforce it as needed, but it's no way near at the level it used to be prior to those traffic calming measures that took place.
That's kind of the trend that we thought we were talking about in the traffic authority. I was just wondering if there's been a big decrease in tickets possibly, or maybe an increase in complaints from the neighbors on parking or anything like that.
I think it's more of a decrease in complaints and speeding in that area due to the traffic calming measures.
Yeah, good.
But the complaints continue to come in at other areas of town.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm sure of that.
That will never stop.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you.
Trying to look at that number too while we're talking the larceny stuff, so. I have nothing else unless you guys have any other specific questions.
Well, the only thing I would want to bring up, because it's been brought up to me like several times from people, is this, the rotary thing that we approved in Greenfield Hill. And I was just up there yesterday with some people. It's a disaster. I mean, it was a waste of $1 million. And it should basically be put back to what it was before. It's unfortunate, but I mean, I don't even know what to say. I don't know if you guys have been up there recently. It's a mess. I mean, it was too small, and all you can do is go off what the engineering studies told us that it would work. It clearly doesn't work. And I mean, people are driving over it. Trucks can't make it around it. It was a real waste of $1 million in taxpayer money. So, I mean, even though that's no longer in our purview, and that was now in hindsight a massive error to have ever approved that, Kevin, you and your committee, I hope will look at these rotary things because that didn't work. it's really a complete embarrassment up there. And then, so, you know, I agreed to go up there and meet with some residents. It was just, I don't know what I could say. You know, this isn't what we were ever thought would occur here, and it's a disaster. I mean, so, you know, as this, now we're in this election season, so people are bringing up all of these things, and I know we're going to get thrown under the bus on this one rotary. I know some people are happy with Villa Ave, some people are not happy with Villa Ave, but the general consensus is that rotary thing is a disaster. So, I mean, it is what it is. There's nothing like, there was no ill intent by the police department on any of this, you know. All you can do is listen to engineers on how the roadway would work, and it sounded like it was going to work fine. Everything was tested out before it was put in, and then it was put in, and I don't know what to say except for it was, if I could reconsider that, I would, you know, not have done that at this point. And Ron, have you been there?
No, but I mean,
I've been up there.
it's not in our purview anymore, it's up to Kevin's group.
I know, but it was
That's
our
true.
decision.
Yeah,
It was our
But
approval.
if they're rescinded, it'd have to be the Fairfield Traffic Authority.
Well, moving forward, yeah, but I just want to let you all know that this is going to be a thing where this police commission approved that and unanimously, and we're unanimously going to be trampled on it, doing it. And I would just, if you could take some time to drive up there and look at this, it's a mess. Peter?
As a follow-up to that question, are there any other proposals now, before the traffic commission, that are debating on whether or not we should move forward with another rotary
Kevin?
project?
No, at the moment, there are none. So, I mean, Jamie's synopsis of the situation, it's a difficult roadway. If you haven't driven it, I encourage you to do so. It's challenging. It's certainly far from perfect. It was the town's first attempt at putting a rotary type thing really anywhere other than the one we've had forever downtown near McDonald's and a couple other small things here and there. And so certainly the results haven't been what we expected them to be on that road at that area. And we need to learn from it and do things differently and better going forward as a town, a commission, and certainly the Fairfield Traffic Authority. Nothing has come before us to change it, modify, or undo it. That very well could be coming at some point, and I don't even know at this moment where that would come from, whether it would come from administration, police, engineering, or police, or
Thank you.
possibly the fire department.
I know we talked about Fairfield Woods Road, the possibility of doing more in the.
And that's a great point to bring up, because not that long ago, it was mentioned that maybe, you know, we're still sitting hits Fairfield Woods. In fact, I live like 5 houses away from there. I go through that intersection multiple times every day, and it's kind of crazy and it's very dangerous. There were some original discussions about maybe making that a rotary type situation. That hasn't come to us in any fashion yet. I think it's still bubbling around engineering, maybe with some contact with the police department yet. But certainly I'll speak for myself only. I would take a much keener view of that based on what's happened elsewhere.
And just like, you know, when you set up a projected rotary and you're doing it with cones, it's a lot different visually than when it actually, the infrastructure goes in. I mean, they put up concrete curbing that was then all basically destroyed by vehicles hitting it or trucks or whatever. But, you know, it was the first of its kind. It was, in hindsight, probably not a good decision. So I just want to, like, you know, make you guys aware that you're probably going to hear from people on it, and there's not much we can say except for, you know, we do the best we can based on the information we're given, especially by the engineering department, and if you have a chance, go up and look at it.
It wasn't a perfect site to do that there anyway, because of the variations and escalation, so what's done is perfect, right?
I would agree with that.
And
so, yeah.
there's not much to say to people to argue it, it's just that, in hindsight, in my opinion, we made a big mistake. But, you know, I don't know, and I'm sure you guys get more abuse than I got from a few people about it, so.
Yeah, I think one of the, you know, the intentions were great to have, an idea to slow traffic down on Reading Road.
Mhm.
And, when the traffic circle was built on, Park Avenue, it was a legit company that has ideas as how traffic circles should be built and positioned and curbed, slanted curbing,
Right.
so that a truck can go over it. This
Yeah.
traffic circle on Reading Road is not safe and done by the town.
In-house.
In-house, which, again, we would have liked to not do that. It would have been something that our wishes would have been, let's mimic it to Park Avenue, because that's working so great.
Yeah.
So I think maybe the intentions to slow traffic were there. It was a location that that was studied by the state, OSTA and DOT, but the actual installation was done in-house.
Right.
With people who probably have never built a traffic circle before. I'm guessing that that's the case.
And to add to that, it's not even completed. If you look, the road markings are kind of just highlighted. There was never no road paving done. The center of the traffic circle is atrocious. It's an eyesore. It's overgrown weeds, there's reflective sticks, or delineators on it. It's just like a hodgepodge of a project that was put together. I disagree. I think that the approval of that traffic circle with the intent was absolutely necessary. How it was implemented, that's the issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know,
Just to be aware of it, because it's becoming, sort of a hot button political issue as we head into probably the longest campaign season Fairfield will ever have, is that, you know, the decision was made by us, the implementation was done by the town, so it's like, not exactly one or the other is to fully blame for this, you know, it's just an overall
Well, like
error.
Park Avenue, I'm imagining your board, I wasn't here at the time, but was your board involved in the Park Avenue approval, or did that only go to the state?
I don't think we did that.
I don't remember,
No.
Only reason I say that is because the intentions are great behind the board's decisions in making these roads different, safe, up to speed. And it's not like we hodgepodge went to just guess and say, hey, should we do this? We had the state there. They did a lot of research on it. They gave their suggestion. And we, as the board, you as the board, just approved what the state's recommendations were.
Right, yeah.
So it's not like it's something that was just drawn out of a hat or thought of by the board. I think
for sure.
the state did a lot of research on it and thought that was the most appropriate way to do it.
That was back in August of 2023 when the state did the road safety assessment.
I'm sorry, 2023 was when the state.
Conducted a road safety
Yeah, I
assessment
remember.
for all Reading Road, which included the implementation of a mini roundabout at that location.
Yeah,
Right.
I remember it taking a
Right.
while.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see how,
Dan?
I mean,
Yeah.
they're really
I'm
touched
sorry.
it. No.
So as designed, can we modify it to make it look better? Is
Yeah,
there a way to do that?
I think the Fairfield Traffic Authority would have to
Maybe
take a,
Well, I think we would, but, you know, maybe this presents an opportunity, because things can come to the Fairfield Traffic Authority from more than one source, whether it's administration, police, fire, engineering, whoever. I see no reason why this police commission cannot also make some types of recommendations to the traffic authority. We are very well linked, and we used to be the same. So I would welcome input from this commission to that commission, and maybe we can leverage the knowledge and experience here to that commission to help kind of, you know, figure it out a bit easier. And one example of that would be, well, sort of a side note, there is a theory out there that engineering solves all problems. In fact, I've heard those words used at the Fairfield Traffic Authority. And trust me, I push back on those words very, very hard, because it's just simply not true. You can't engineer your way out of everything. You know, it needs to be a combination of engineering education, enforcement, and a couple other things. You mix it all together, and that's where you get safety and good roads and sharing roads and things like that to be positive from. It's not, you just can't engineer everything. It looks good on paper, it sounds good, it feels good, and then you put it together and you got a problem. So it has to be a collaboration of everything. So I welcome the input, because nobody knows better than the seven of us what we represented, what we thought we were doing, what we hoped it was going to solve, and this and that. That will be great input. Even a solution from this commission to that commission is certainly appropriate.
So we went into this with the best of intentions, under the best guidance and the engineering, and then, it was passed off to the Department of Public Works guys, who do an absolutely amazing job in most things, and like this was, maybe a little bit out of their realm of normal experience, but at the end of the day, it's, as people, and I've been trying to talk to people on both sides of the aisles, because this is a bipartisan commission here, it's not just Republicans or Democrats, that there's no first selectman to blame, it was our decision as a bipartisan police commission to unanimously approve this, knowing that the town was going to do it, and the town workers, I'm sure, did the best they could to construct it. They just lacked the experience.
Yeah.
There's a specialty building traffic circle.
Yeah.
On a road area this style.
So, mistake made, we, never gonna be perfect, mistakes were made, but, as we get into this silly season here, if they're gonna blame somebody, they can blame the police commission, because we were the ones ultimately that approved this, and, we're both Republicans and Democrats, so,
But aside from that, Jamie, I think Kevin is saying that the police commission may be a valuable asset to his commission in making suggestions. If we knew how you wanted us to work with you, I'd be glad to get involved. I mean,
Yes, absolutely to that, and I would encourage us to engage and to be active in that process.
well, maybe if you have something big like this, or something new like this, then your committee looks at it, and then they just consult with us as advisory to get, maybe a sense of the body resolution on it or something, just to, having more people look at it, the better. I mean, we looked at this rotary so intently.
We
We
did.
all went up there, we all drove through the cones, everything looked fine, and it was just, something was different when it was actually put in, and, it is what it,
Does anybody know when we first started with this? Because it seemed like we were investigating this for a long time. I mean,
So
we got the
this,
state, we had to wait for the state. Do we know? I mean, we were looking at this for a while.
this is, one of the Reading Road improvements was as a direct result of Mary Lady
Right.
that was killed in a motor vehicle accident up on Reading Road. And following.
There was two, right?
the rumble
Yeah.
strips, the fog lines, everything we did.
There was I know you want to take the blame, but I really feel that the police commission cannot take blame for something that they're putting their expertise and judgment into these experts who are making these expert decisions. And you all are not builders and engineers, and you are trusting that these are going to be built to the satisfaction of 2025. What happens with that, I think, is beyond your control.
The only reason I'm saying that was there were some recent comments trying, and, as you know, I'm a Republican, trying to blame this on Bill Gerber, and this had nothing to do with Bill Gerber. So, I mean, it's like, this was a traffic authority decision that we made, so.
This is a police
And
department.
frankly, I don't think he had any input on it, he just gave it to us.
Well,
Jamie, I just want to interrupt. It sounds like you have the right source documents. Those source documents were studied, right? We had experts, right? We had experts here telling us what we needed to do. It doesn't sound like the source document basis of information was flawed. It sounds like we have an implementation issue. So back to the original question, Kevin, maybe what we do is think about how do we improve that? Because if the intentions are right, if the source material is right, and all those data points collided and said, hey, this is what we should do, that sounds like a good decision, a good outcome. Question is now, it's an implementation issue relative to how it was built.
And one of the
Maybe
things,
we look at it that way, Kevin,
I
right?
you know,
I think that's fair.
when we went
That's
through
fair.
all this,
Yeah.
we had the fire department here, they had test driven all their trucks through it without a
I
problem.
remember even asking
you
that
know,
question, you know.
We had all of that, so I mean,
So Kevin, I'm happy to work with you on that if you
Yeah, I
want.
would-
appreciate
I'd be
that,
happy
yeah.
It's been my
Yeah.
pleasure.
to be on board.
I would encourage us to be proactive, not in defense of what we did, but in assistance to what we do to maybe improve this, rectify it, change it, or what we do going forward on other projects.
I think-
Because no one knows better than us. We've been doing this for years.
Yeah, I think as Captain Rosari and his team are out in the street noticing issues, maybe it's the time for us to bring it to the commission.
Yep.
Attention, and then the commission can forward that to the FDA.
yeah, that would be great.
I think that's great.
And maybe,
Welcome that.
Chairman, maybe it makes sense at some point in the meetings to have Commissioner Kiley just give us I know he'd be willing to do an update summary, right?
I'm happy to do that. Yeah, we talked about that
Yeah.
early on when the
Maybe that's
commission
the
first.
genesis, right?
Yeah, and the other thing to keep in mind, the commission's been in existence for 6-7 months now. We're still kind of getting our sea legs as far as who we are, what we think, how we approach problems, how we solve problems, where we get our inputs from. You know, there's a little bit of this and a little bit of that within any commission, so there's still some learning going on internally for us, so we welcome all valuable input.
I think the best avenue, especially in ways to progress forward, is for Captain Rosari to have this input come in during our police commission meeting, bring it forward to the commission, and then you have a direct conduit to that commission.
Yeah.
Rather than us doing it piecemeal, hey, this is what we noticed, hey, you tell this person, we'll have a venue to ensure that our concerns are being expressed to the FDA.
Right, and you know, frankly, not to get off on the side, but our commission has also somewhat struggled with handling information because there are multiple ways that citizens can get our attention, whether they go through the portal, whether they go through the queue system, whether they knock on, you know, the first selectman's front door, whether they stand in front of the engineering department, whether they call you guys, or whether they call the fire department, or they email us. There's a bunch of different directions where information comes to it. And I don't think the administration has yet been able to juggle all of those inputs and manage them into a nice flow of information so that the output is consistent and understandable and something that we can take action on.
Yeah.
There's still some work to be done on the, on that side of the house,
And
frankly.
Kevin, on behalf of the commission, if you could, since you're two hats, this and the parking authority, could you call, the first select woman and just let her know about this conversation and maybe, just bring her up to date on this in
Sure.
case she's not listening tonight? And the, also, maybe if she could have the Public Works Department go up there and try that.
Well, Commissioner, if you don't mind,
A little.
I almost think it may be worth a motion for the board to, somebody to make a motion to potentially review the construction of this roundabout at the request of our commission, and then formally request that to be reviewed.
That's a good idea.
I think
To
that's-
refer
I think
over
that's-
to his commission.
I think
Yeah.
that's a great idea. And nothing precludes this body from getting active like that or taking a tour up there like we used to take tours. We still have the rights to do any and all of those things, even though the traffic authority is kind of in charge of that stuff from a decision-making perspective. We can still do what we used to do and go up there and, you know.
Well, why don't I make the motion that we, refer to the, what is it called now?
Fairfield Traffic Authority, the FTA.
The Fairfield Traffic, or the Board of Police Commissioners request that the Fairfield Traffic Authority, conduct a review of the traffic circle located at Reading Road and Dunham Road, to assess the structure of the roundabout in light of multiple complaints from people to the police commission, and report back to us on possible solutions. Does that
Okay.
sound good?
That sounds good.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second, Commissioner Ambrose, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstentions? Okay.
And just so you guys know, please don't let me forget, Hector, we meet on the third Thursday of each month. Our next meeting is next Thursday, a week from tomorrow, correct? So I can put something on the agenda, and if any of you folks want to join us at, I forget whether it's 4 or 4:30, I can never remember, it's 4 o'clock. We would love to have you guys there, for support, for input, for thoughts and questions.
Where do you
Good.
meet?
Yeah, where do you meet?
We usually meet in typically we're downstairs in Independence Hall. Once in a while, they bump us upstairs, but we're always in that building at 4 o'clock on the third Thursday of each month.
How long
So-
does the meeting usually go?
It depends how many things we have. Sometimes it's 45 minutes, sometimes it's, 2.5 times that.
Okay.
It all depends on how many things we have to vote on and things like that. Typically, hour and a half.
So I might be a little bit late on that day.
And Kevin, you'll make sure the first selectwoman is aware of
I
all
will do that, and I will make sure that this gets proper attention next Thursday. I'll even put it on the agenda as a discussion item for us to review the motion made by the police commissioners.
Right.
We usually
Okay.
do the agenda on Fridays and Mondays.
And Commissioner Lebo is asking for a moment of personal privilege.
I forgot.
I have one thing for you too, Commissioner, regarding the larcenies.
Oh, yeah.
So our CAD system, once we went regional,
Yep.
is a generic call type because we're using Fairfield and Westport. They put in a shoplifting, for example, as a larceny, where back when it was Fairfield, it was put in as a shoplifting. So what's been happening, and Captain Rando is going to address it, once it comes to Fairfield, the call for service, the officer should be reverting that back to shoplifting. And what they're doing is keeping it as a larceny. It's one and the same, really, but we like to be more specific.
That's all right, that's fine.
But I looked at the history.
You know.
Yeah, no, of course. I looked at the history, and there has been a plethora of different types of larcenies, from mail theft to bank fraud, but that number is accurate.
Okay, thank you for doing
Well,
that.
of course.
Really quick, anybody wants to have a good night? 2009, I lost my husband to pancreatic cancer, so I started my own fund. The following year, my sister lost her husband, not related, nothing connected to pancreatic cancer, and they joined me. So our family does amenities at Fairfield Theater Warehouse, and on November 15th, anybody wants to go, it's $50, you get all the food you want to eat, you have to pay for your drinks, but it's a fun time. We have Hazard County and heavy hitters playing. One's a country rock and the other's a rock band. It's a lot of fun. There's, go ahead.
What time is that?
6:30, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Will you email that to us?
Yeah, I could, but I don't want to put any pressure on anybody, but if anybody wants to come, just let me know. I know many of you have already participated, and I really appreciate that. We've raised over millions of dollars. We help many people, and now we open it up to all cancer patients, because what has happened, a lot of people came to us, breast cancer, whatever, and we just say no. We're here to help. And then we also, with another donor, we gave $60,000, and the other donor gave $40,000 for a ablation machine, which is for heart patients.
Oh, wow.
So we're doing a lot of good things, but
God bless you, that's great.
millions of dollars is like a drop in the bucket. But we're there for the people, and they call, and, we help them.
That's great.
We had a few years ago, we had 2 young boys in Florida, 8 and 9, that were born with pancreatic cancer, and their parents had a hard time paying their mortgage. And they couldn't find anybody down there to help them with funds. So we were contacted Bruce, one across the town, and we paid for, one was 2 months, one was 3 months, for the parents to stay with their child.
Wow.
So unfortunately, we lost both boys, so at least we felt like we could do something.
Sure.
Yep, and
That's
if you
great.
hear of anybody who needs help, just let me know.
That's great.
Yeah, thanks.
I got a tour of the new cancer center on Park Avenue yesterday.
Did you?
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really nice center.
That's how I got involved. I
Yeah.
went on a tour,
Yeah,
That's
great.
Yep.
Thanks for all your work.
No, thank you.
All right, the next item on the agenda is to go into executive session. So, do you have anything, or are they?
I'm good.
Okay, all right, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Is there a motion to go into executive session? Commissioner Ambrose, second by Commissioner Pine. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? We're in executive session at 5:05. During the executive session, no motions were made, no votes were cast, and I'll make a motion now to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Commissioner Stone. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? All right.